Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Every time I do a video where I talk about the struggles of what I call middle class players, growing accounts in MCOC, however you want to phrase it, I always get pushback. Pushback in the comments section that I'm being too dramatic, pushback that's really not a big deal. And look, if you can afford to spend even moderately on this game, then yeah, it's not going to be a big deal if somebody's getting scammed out of a couple hundred units. But there are plenty of people out there who the hundreds of units they have are from like the arena or event quests or 22-hour events, and that's it. So what might be like a few breadcrumbs to you is a full meal for somebody else. And in the same way, a lot of people watching this may have got the 20 Tier 2 Primordial Dust from the Battlegrounds objectives in the first couple weeks. And you might look at it as super easy. And it has been a couple weeks since I got my 20 Tier 2 Primordial Dust to take Hercules to my first 6-star Ascension status. And I admit, I don't really think about that much anymore. But my channel is not for a bunch of Paragon players who easily clear Battlegrounds objectives. I mean, I appreciate you all, but that's not the full picture of the community that I love. The full picture of the community that I love involves a screenshot from my man Mizoa, who, I mean, maybe it's just him that's going through this, but usually, statistically speaking, if somebody is struggling with something, it's a small sample size of a larger experience. You can see in this screenshot there are 5 Battlegrounds matches, most of which are against Legends. And he's been lucky to win 2 of them. His only win came off what appeared to be a forfeit after round 1, which is kind of convenient. But he only won 1 match out of all those losses, and technically it was a loss at the top of that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 are losses. But more notably, because I've lost several matches that I've just lost round 3. You tip your hat, but you know, you're in it. Round 3, in theory, it's a coin flip. But you lose the first 2, you get swept, and it just kind of hurts your mental health. And here we have another example where he did win a couple of matches, but 5 out of 6 are losses as well. And if this was somebody, normally, I'd say, look, just, I don't know, try not to do Battlegrounds. Like, if you're losing 2 out of 12 matches, and who knows, maybe he's just bad at Battlegrounds. Or maybe he's fighting people who just have better rosters and better skills. But outside of the normal trophy tokens every 48 hours for even completing 3 matches, I would say I probably would step away. But this is that rare window that maybe, I think, I mean, I've done it all, so doesn't it have an expiration date pretty soon? But you either do it or you lose it. And he's in a position to lose it. Here is the most painful screenshot I've ever seen. Because if I take away my webcam, that was 6 consecutive matches where it's not that he lost 6 consecutive matches, it's that he didn't win a fight in those 6 consecutive matches. Now look, maybe he's just the worst Battlegrounds player ever, but what that does to your love of the game, and yes, the self-confidence aspect of it is so rough. Just so rough. And then here is another 6 losses. I don't know if that's 12 in a row. I mean, out of these screenshots specifically, he's won 2 out of like 24 matches. And I'll blacken the screen for a second to read his tweet at me and the man, the myth, the legend known as Rich the Man, who's a great dude with an even better channel. This Battlegrounds objective to get to 20 dust I need has been a nightmare. Why would this make me want to keep playing? Something needs to change, honestly. My entire season has gone like this. Now, again, there are going to be people who say, what a crybaby! Get good! I don't think that's an empathetic response, regardless of how many likes that kind of comment gets in a comment section of a YouTube video. But I think that this is the experience that quite a few people have. And honestly, this kind of experience is what made me quit Alliance War, because if you have a bad day, and especially if you cost your Alliance a win, it just makes you feel like the biggest failure ever, which is not how anyone should be treating their mental health outside of their normal school or job or both or whatever. So, I don't know what to say about this. I wanted this to be a microcosm of maybe some other experiences in case people could identify with it, but maybe it's an outlier. Either way, I think we need to discuss from time to time what this can do to you. If you win 2 out of 24 matches and you've been playing something for years, it's sort of like thinking you're a varsity athlete and then you go in and you get destroyed. And suddenly it feels like you've never... Like, I play tennis, and I'm a pretty good tennis player. But if I play people who are, like, amazing, I go from being confident that I'll at least be competitive to feeling like I look like I've never touched a racket in my life. That's kind of the equivalent in here, too. So, Muzoa, I made a video. Thank you for letting me know about this. I'm sure it was not easy to do, but it's very important.